Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Not come on in. Not come. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm weird. Whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video. Right?
Hey y'all, what's going on? How's everybody doing? Okay, child, is ear hurt. All right, so I told y'all that I was going to do my Bondy Blue shows live, but with my members only, and I meant that shit. Perhaps I'll cut them up and post them if they are monetized. If not, then they will remain for members only because yeah, I'm not getting paid for them. Like I literally tried to repost the cut up version of some of the topics from the last Bondy Blue show and they flagged everyone. So I just don't see the point of continuing to put my content on YouTube so that they cannot pay me for it. So yeah, we're not gonna do that. But I am gonna hop on Instagram right quick and kind of like let people know that I am live in case they did not know. Cause notifications and all. But outside of that, girl, it's just what it's gonna be because I don't have time. I don't have time for the foolishness. But anyway, how are y'all doing? How are y'all doing on this good Wednesday? I'm not gonna be here long because not a lot has actually happened, and I'm trying to figure out whether I'm gonna do Queen of the Damned today or tomorrow. I feel like tomorrow might be a better day because I'm supposed to be going out tonight. And normally I don't go out on Wednesdays, but me and my homegirl have been really meaning to go to this event that they've been having. So we're going tonight, girl. We're gonna be in the streets tonight on a Wednesday, on a good Wednesday. For everybody coming in on Instagram, if you are a member of my website, Patreon, YouTube, go look for links. Links have been put all over the place. Okay. If you're a Patreon member, a link has been put there. If you're a YouTube member, it's been put there. If you are a part of my website, the link has been put on the forum, and you can also find this in the members tab on YouTube. I'm only gonna stay on Instagram for a little while, and then I'm gonna get off. But I'm just getting on Instagram to let folks know that if you are a member of mine, I am doing a Bondy Blue show right now. Okay, right now. So let's go ahead and get into the topics, girl. So the first thing that I want to talk about, um, let's see. Let's see. You know what? Let's start with Ashanti. Let's start with Ashanti. So I'm gonna put this up here on YouTube just so y'all can see what we're talking about here. Okay. I watched Ashanti's interview with Angie Martinez. And oh child, y'all are in the comments. Hey, thank you for getting a badge. Hold up, I'm trying to it is moving fast. Thank you, Cook Lemon 5-star for getting a badge. Thank you so much. Okay, so yes, if you are a member of my channel, of my website, do me a favor, check your links. I'm on YouTube doing a live, members only live right now. So I listened to the whole like hour-long interview for Ashanti. Okay, because I really wanted to hear what Ashanti had to say about all of this. And I feel like there was some clarifications, but I think she was purposefully being aloof. I think she was purposefully not saying things as clear as she could have, but it was clear enough. Okay, so these are the notes that I basically made from what she said on her interview with Angie Martinez. Okay, Ashanti says that she and Irv Gotti dealt with each other, but he was not her boyfriend. She was not his girlfriend, especially because, for one, he was married. For two, he had a plethora of other women he was talking to. She said at some point he would hand her his cell phone and she would see all the women he was talking to. So she knew exactly what it was. They did have really great chemistry when it came to making music. And I honestly believe on some level that she's not talking about their sexual relationship because it was in some way inappropriate. And what I mean by that is, as a young woman, what you thought was okay, once you get older, you realize was not okay and was actually something that was more detrimental to you than you realized at the time. I think a lot of young women have been in relationships with older men, and when they were younger, they thought that shit was cool. They thought that, oh my God, this older guy, but he's so accomplished and he's just, he's this businessman, he's making money, he's giving me all of these opportunities, we're making this music together. I could absolutely see how you can be misled into believing that a person is not that bad of a guy until you realize when you get older that you were a young woman being taken advantage of by an old ass creep, but you just didn't realize it at the time. Like, that's really what I feel Ashanti is kind of thinking about as she's trying not to specify what actually happened between she and Irv. Especially the way he described it, like the way he described it, I'm looking at her ass in these, the juicy couture, sweatpants or whatever, and it was just really gross. And she posed a really good question: why is it that Irv even feels that he can get online and say that type of shit? Why does he even think that's okay in the first place? And I'm like, because there are spaces where men are allowed to be the worst versions of themselves, and the other men around them champion it, co-sign it, love it, i.e. Drink Champs. Everybody's upset with Drink Champs right now because of what happened with Kanye. Like, y'all posted the interview. Then we found out how terrible the interview was. Then y'all took the interview down. And now y'all have to make sure that, people are aware you don't mimic the ideals in the rhetoric that Kanye likes to spout. But at the end of the day, it's like, at what point are y'all going to be real men and say there's a limit? We should have a certain limit where we won't let people come on our platform and use our platform to say things that are detrimental to us. Like, I really feel like, and I talked about this on my Ratchet Reality review last week, because Trick Daddy's unhappy, spoiled, bitter ass, is sitting there with all of these men around him laughing and agreeing with him trying to separate Bill from Suki, as if all of the other men in the room that are laughing and smiling don't have women. Like, they don't secretly all think that Trick is bitter, and they're not going to be dumb enough to ostracize their woman like that, because they don't want to be alone. I believe Noriega, as much as he's probably dog Neri out, does not want to be alone. So now that he's the old nigga in a club, it's more important to put in time and effort with his wife, because he doesn't want to be like Trick. There are a lot of men out there that have figured it out at some point. They get to a certain age and they look around at their homeboys, and their homeboys are going home alone. Their homeboys is sad as fuck. They might put on a big front in front of everybody, but niggas know what's real. And what's real is that a lot of you niggas are out here unhappy because y'all are like terrible people, and y'all have ostracized anybody that would care about you. Like, it's crazy. And Irv Gotti has done the same thing. I believe you've treated everybody around you like they were property, like they were something for you to, consume and control. And when you didn't get your way, the way he went at Ashanti said he tried to control her finances. He told people in the industry and on the label, all of these people were her people too. And because he's in control of everything, he's able to go around telling people that if you fuck with Ashanti, you don't fuck with me. This is somebody that is so mad because this girl doesn't want to be his woman. This girl decided to go and be with a man who he felt insecure about. That's what it's really about. Like, think about how small of a man you have to be with all of those accomplishments. You are so insecure that a woman that does not belong to you gets a man, and because you are jealous of that man and you can't find a way in your mind to make yourself better than that man, and that's what it was. Irv couldn't say that he was more successful than Nelly, and he damn sure couldn't say he looked better than him. So because in his mind, he couldn't say, oh, that's just some whack ass nigga, he not as hot as me. He couldn't tell himself that. So what does he decide to do? He basically blackballs Ashanti in her music career once she started to date Nelly publicly. And with that, she had to leave music alone for a little while. She said she went and did a session with Dr. Dre, and Irv basically blocked her from doing it. She had obviously signed contracts with him that, locked her in. He was trying to make money. He like, I want 90% of what you make for the rest of your life. Like, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? And it's like people act like they don't understand this. And they want to act like, women are just out here, being whores and all of this type of shit, when really you niggas set it up so if these women don't give you what you want, you stop them from being able to do what they feel like they're supposed to do. So they give it to you thinking that, okay, if I give him what he wants, I'll be able to live out my life and do what I want to do. But really, that's not what works either. Because you give them what they want, and then they want more and more and more, and then keep trying to put you in fucked up situations to where you have no choice but to do what they want you to do. That shit is crazy. So Ashanti went and did Broadway. Okay, you got her fucked up. He was blocking her in the music industry, so she went and got into an industry that he could not touch her in, which I loved. And she went and did Broadway, and now she does all of the, she does all of the Black Lifetime and Hallmark Christmas movies and shit. Ashanti is making her money. Ashanti looks great. Ashanti is one of those women that's, 35 and older, who is single, not married, doesn't have kids, and seems to have the most amazing life even after a man really tried to control and squash her because he couldn't control and squash her. It is the most amazing, I made it story ever. Oh, baby. Okay. He thinks he made her. She said, fuck out of here. If you could make another me, where she at? Because I ain't seen her. And that's the truth of the matter as well. I feel like Ashanti definitely was a fool with that pen. You know what I'm saying? Like that is really, she may not vocally always be the strongest, but with that pen, she's a fool. Okay? She knows they had good chemistry in the studio and all of that, but he is like really going around trying to devalue who she is. Yes, I love me some Maya. Then she talks about Ja Rule and how she feel like he could have done better during that Drink Champs interview. Ja and her talked it out, but Ja feels like he's Switzerland. And see, this is what I'm talking about. At what point do you check a man because he's wrong and because you love the woman, as a sister or whatever, but you have love for her, you care about her? At what point does her well-being take precedence over being cool with him even though he's wrong? I feel like it's such a bitch ass mindset that a lot of these niggas have. They allow men who are completely out of control to wreak havoc because they're scared to. But you want to pretend like you're a man and you're a protector and you're, big nigga or whatever. But Irv Gotti comes into the room and now you're Switzerland and, I don't. But it's ridiculous because a lot of times with these men that act like that, let a woman do that nigga wrong and watch she go and sit down and have conversations with the nigga and talk to him as if he understands where he's coming from. But when it comes to the woman, they almost don't even want to hear what she has to say. They low key, I've seen it so many times where a man is caught between a homeboy and a woman who he said was his friend. They always give the benefit of the doubt to the guy, even if they know the guy is wrong. Even if they know he's wrong, even if they've watched him be wrong, they'll give him the benefit of the doubt anyway. And it's crazy to watch. It's crazy to watch. Do you know why? Because essentially, if you really look at it, Ashanti has been just as vital in Ja Rule's career as Irv Gotti has. I know their placement may be different, but if you actually look at the picture, her being the writer for those hooks, the vocals on a lot of his biggest tracks, come on, like that's just as much of a benefit to you as he is, especially if he's the type of person to do you harm and she isn't. So I just, I look at the situation like Ja Rule is an example of a lot of you niggas that don't do the right thing and claim you a good guy. y'all bitch up when you in front of a stronger personality. Because I'm not even gonna say a stronger man. I'm gonna just say a stronger personality, you know? But the Drink Champs interview apparently was edited, they said 16 times. So I can only imagine what other disgusting shit they said during that interview. And honestly, it makes me wish that somebody worked for Drink Champs and would kind of like, blow the whistle on their fucking ass. Like, I think that would be so dope if somebody were to like post these, some unedited clips of some of these dudes out here. I think it would be hilarious. Because I know that they say things so much more fucked up than they will ever say on social media. But with that being said, Instagram, okay, become a member and you can catch the rest. All right. Talk to y'all later. All right, hold up, y'all. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Child, this is why. Yeah, I don't know how many times I just delete shit off Instagram because I don't feel like typing and saving shit. Anyway, all right, y'all. So now that it's us again, I really wish Nori, and DJ EFN would have said something to Irv about how he was going in and CA. They never say anything, and that's because they're the following type. Some of these niggas are really followers. Like, they project themselves as if they're a man, but really they're fucking followers. I'm a leader. No, you're not. You're not a leader. You're a follower. Okay, so let's move on, y'all. Let's talk about Kim Zolciak. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Let's read. Former Real Housewives of Atlanta star Kim Zolciak Biermann is seemingly missing the house from her housewife title. She's no longer a housewife. I don't know why we're still calling her that, but whatever. Kim Zolciak Biermann and her retired NFL player husband, Corey Biermann, reportedly failed to pay back a $300,000 loan after their reality series Don't Be Tardy ended. Unfortunately, the unpaid loan has resulted in the couple's home being taken away. According to a recent surface notice of sale under Power document, Kim Zolciak Biermann's Atlanta mansion, which consists of 5 bedrooms and 6.5 bathrooms, has been foreclosed and is up for sale. The document notes the couple's dream home, which they purchased in December of 2013, was foreclosed upon because of, among other possible events of default, failure to pay the indebtedness. The notice of sale under Power states, under the virtue of power of sale contained in a secret deed given by Croy Evan Biermann and Kim Zolciak Biermann to Landmark Community Bank, dated December 9, 2013, recorded in deed book for Fulton County, Georgia, records and as modified by that certain loan modification agreement. Okay, so 300,000. They got that house for 300,000. Wait, pay describe properties to secure a note and original principal amount. 300. That's it. That's all that's all that 300,000. That was it. Maybe it was more than that, and they just got a loan for that amount. Anyway, with interest thereon as set forth therein, there will be sold at public outcry to the highest bidder for cash before the courthouse door of Fulton County, Georgia, or at such place as may be lawfully designated as an alternative within the legal hours of the sale on Tuesday. Jesus, yesterday. Oh wait, no, Tuesday in November. Okay. The debt secured by said security deed has been and is hereby declared due because of, among other possible. Yeah, okay, they said that already. Yeah, they repeated it. Okay, they said why Andrew Caldwell said this is not true. I just talked to my friend. You is not friends with them people. But yeah, it seemed like she lost her house, y'all. Seemed like she lost her house. Notice of sale under Power. Child, this is and this their name is on it. Okay. Well, I mean, she lost her show. Okay, here. Okay, thank you. I figured that she refinanced for $300 and then couldn't pay the $300,000 back. Okay, got it. That's what I thought. Because I was about to say they had to be more than 300,000. But yeah, yikes! That's so sad. That's so sad. Ooh, I wish, because I don't want for anybody to lose their home, because I would hate to lose mine. But at the same time, girl, I don't care. I feel like Kim thought that she could, not work and she was still going to be able to retain her lifestyle. Like, it's given we couldn't pay the bills. It's given we didn't have enough money. It's given I thought I was just going to be able to sit on my ass and not really do anything on Real Housewives of Atlanta. And then I was gonna get my own show, and people were gonna be interested enough to keep watching for all of those fucking seasons. But then eventually I lose the show, and now I don't have any real money so that I can maintain the lifestyle that I've become accustomed to over the years of getting a Bravo check. What happened to her husband? Was he not making any money? What's going on here? Are they downsizing? Why would you allow it to get foreclosed on instead of just selling it? So yeah, it's given she didn't have any money. If they pay it, she can get it back. Oh, okay. The house was purchased for 800K. The loan was for 300K. Okay, if she pays, she can get it back. But okay, yeah. All right. Whatever the circumstances, what it seems is you couldn't pay your bills and now you lost your house. And all I could think about is how you didn't want to show up for taping at Real Housewives of Atlanta. How you thought you was flying above the rest of the women and didn't have to put in the same amount of work to show up to get paid. Y'all want to talk about Candy and them just going to work and doing nothing to get paid. Kim Zolciak ass used to show up, not show up, have Croy sitting in a car, come in, leave right at. Like, she used to do all kind of shit that showed us she didn't care about getting that check. Is giving Croy is a weak man and can't handle his finances because he let his wife run them into financial ruin shopping. That's also a possibility. That's what I'm pretty much betting on. I feel like as long as they were getting that Bravo check, they were able to keep their head above water and pay probably most of their bills. But yeah, once that Bravo check was gone, and that show just got canceled in the pandemic. So I feel like, yeah, it's giving, it set in that we weren't getting that Bravo check anymore, and we were depending on that check more than we thought. That's what's giving. It so sad. I still don't like her. I think she's a racist. And with that being said, let's talk about Nene, because Nene went on who is this? I forgot. Larry Reed went on Larry Reed, and once again, her revisionist ass history. This is the reason why all y'all that talk about, oh, Nene, please come back. No, no, I don't want her back. I don't want her back, and I don't care. I don't want her back, and I don't care. You know why? Because it's always the bullshit. This has always been like, to me, I feel like Nene has to change in some capacity in order for her to really, get what people feel like she should have gotten for where her star, is placed in our memories, in our minds. This interview was like, girl, you still on that same bullshit. You still on that same bullshit.
Candy didn't get along. Or I'm maybe I'm looking at it wrong. Maybe y'all do, but it's just on the show you don't.
No, I mean, honestly, I don't have an issue with Candy. This is the God honest truth. I really feel she has an issue with me. Okay. And I don't want to speak too much about what I think the issue is, because I think she has an issue with me. I'm an original housewife. Yeah. I feel like that was an issue. I feel like I was noticed a lot. A lot of people, I'm not saying this, people say it all the time. When we think of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, we think of Nene. Yeah. And I think things like that didn't.
Yeah, because when they think of girl groups from the 90s, they think of Candy. Like, it wasn't because you are more famous than her, Nene, or because you are more valuable than her, Nene. It was because she had another claim to fame before this, and you don't. Nene has always been very confused about her relationship with Candy. Candy did not dislike Nene. Nene shaded the shit out of Candy because she didn't like the fact that Candy came on the show with a resume. All Nene was a second season housewife. At the end of the day, she was a nobody in comparison to who Candy was at that time. So she can say what she want to say. Hey, Sam. I hope you're doing good too, love. It's good to see you. She's full of shit. She's always been jealous of the fact that Candy was a real star. And what I mean by that is Nene came in during the era of reality TV where you did not get the respect from celebrities that had real talent. The actresses couldn't stand y'all. You know what I'm saying? And when Candy came on Real Housewives of Atlanta, I feel like it really took off. I didn't start watching Real Housewives of Atlanta until Candy came on there. Because at the time, I didn't understand the allure of watching people I don't know go about their daily lives. Like, I don't care about those people. Why would I watch them go about their daily lives? I don't care. You know what I'm saying? And then it was like Candy's gonna be on there, and it's like, oh, I love Candy. I'll watch it because I want to see what Candy's like. And then Candy gets on the show and tries to be cool with Nene, and Nene has an attitude with her and thought she was gonna get in her face. And remember, Candy was like, "Back up out my face before I blow up on your ass." Y'all remember that? I'm sorry. Continue.
Well with her.
Because she is competitive.
She's very competitive. And I'm not competitive like that. I don't see the purpose. I feel like I don't know. I feel like her issue's with me. I don't have an issue with her. Yeah. I don't know if I don't know.
Yeah, I understand. Because I couldn't understand it either. And I think she was great at what she did.
A lot of people, thought that we would get along. I don't have if I saw her, I would speak to her. Yeah. I just don't think she likes my presence.
BravoCon, were you invited?
I was not invited.
Hold on a minute. You were not invited to BravoCon at all.
At all.
Why would
Phaedra was invited.
Phaedra doesn't have a lawsuit against the network. Why would she be invited? They the lawsuit is over, but essentially you sued them. Why would they invite you back?
Phaedra was invited this year. I don't think she was invited the year before that they did it. Okay. But they did not invite me. They have not talked to me at all, just being honest with you. They have not talked to me at all. I have made many attempts to try to, see, can we talk and maybe work through certain issues, but it's been crickets.
Did you now, the lawsuit, where is it at now?
We still have some legal things.
Oh, okay. I thought I read it was dropped.
Well, it was.
Okay.
That part of it was dropped.
Okay.
It was dropped for a purpose for us to go into a mediation.
Yeah. That was the judge ordered it, or was that
it was a mutual on both sides to drop, and we worked that out through our attorneys.
Right.
And the fact that we're in this situation is a reason why we can't really talk personally too.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We have to speak through our attorneys. Yeah. But
do you regret filing it?
I have to say I honestly don't.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Did you feel like filing it was you speaking up for yourself?
It's almost like a child being abused, and I'm just over here asking for help over and over and over. Everybody's acting like they don't hear me. And I'm asking for help, and nobody hears me. I don't know. I feel like my hands were tied. There was nothing I could do. I've asked so many times for help or for meetings or to sit down and talk and try to work through whatever issues.
You said help. What does help look like for you from them?
Well, there's things happening that you are not privy to that are happening behind the scenes, and I wanted help, with the situation, and I just couldn't get it.
Understood why you and Candy.
So let me say this. Let me say this. I feel like she's saying that there's still something to settle. There's still something to settle when it comes to this lawsuit. So I'm very interested to know what that is. But essentially, they would not invite you to BravoCon. Like, of course not. Y'all are in litigation. Why would they do that? Candy, liking your presence, like, girl, stop. You the one that had an issue with her at the end of the day. You had an issue with her as far as I'm concerned. As far as her asking for help about the network, I just kind of feel like you burn the bridges to the people that would have helped you, i.e., Candy, i.e., the rest of your castmates. Nene has actively, constantly gone after people and only showed support every now and again. But she's gone on Watch What Happens Live with Andy to talk about which one of the housewives she thought should be fired. She's talked so much shit about those women in the off season to Andy, cackling on that fucking show when she thought he was her friend. And it's giving, you didn't have the loyalty to your people that you're expecting them to have to you. You didn't have none of that fucking loyalty when you thought Andy was your friend. And you're still to this day looking to throw Candy under the bus, not realizing that that is the reason why nobody is coming to your aid. That's why nobody is helping you. Yeah, she ostracized herself from the cast. She absolutely did. And she treated a lot of them, Candy, Kenya. She treated a lot of them bad when she felt like it. When she couldn't control people, when she couldn't get her way. And now you're upset that nobody came to your rescue after you spent time basically joining with the executive at the network to shit on your fellow housewives. And now you mad because they're not there to help you. Yes, she always tried to keep up with the Joneses, and in her life, Candy is the Joneses, okay? Oh God, when I saw that this morning, I said, girl, I tell you what you know how to do. You know how to keep your ass on the blogs for something negative. And here's Candy's response.
Queen of Thirst had the nerve.
Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. This was Candy's, because Candy ain't responding to Nene's interview yet. I'm waiting on it. But Candy is responding here to Marlo calling her thirsty at BravoCon, which I didn't say anything about because I was like, girl, you're all, to me, Marlo is just looking at Nene's blueprint. So everything she says to me is for attention.
Yes. And then she hit me with the other day. It was like, oh yeah, because you need followers. Oh, I said, hold up. I have more followers than all of y'all. Like, what are you talking about, lady? It just was so crazy. But
doesn't that sound
shout
the
out
same?
to the Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Doesn't that sound like the exact same thing, lying about Candy's accomplishments in order to degrade her, but it doesn't work because it's not true and we all know it? That's crazy as fuck.
I'm telling you. 10.1. Hey, we won't do that. But let's just say shout out to everybody from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, regardless of whether we get along or not. This season is already given, and we only been filming for a few weeks. So yes. I can't wait. What y'all gonna be watching this coming season on TV is a lot, honey. A lot. Queen of Thirst had the nerve. Yes. And then she hit me
she said Queen of Thirst. I can't believe it. All right, y'all. Let's move on from there. Y'all, what's going on? What's going on, y'all? What's happening here? What are we going through? Can somebody tell me? It's Monica's birthday, girl. Okay, it's Monica's birthday. And lately, we've been seeing her hanging around with Kodak Black. And now everyone is speculating if they're dating. And this tweet right here did it for me. I don't know what's going on with Monica and Kodak, but I'm 100% sure he's going to say some goofy shit about her later. Monica went on a date with who? That was horrible hair, Sharice. The fuck y'all mean Monica is dating Kodak Black? Y'all, we don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going on. I mean, I want to say that this is so surprising to me, but it's really not when you think about it. But then, y'all, before I came up here, I was watching Black Ink Crew to make my notes, and we're gonna do that one tomorrow because I still, the other show comes on tonight. So now it's gonna be Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Surreal Life, Black Ink Crew, and after Happily Ever After. I'm gonna do all of those shows tomorrow. But yes, she's doing some type of, um the voiceover, hosting one of these shows where they talk about murders and money and fame and, crime stories basically. And I was just like, so you want to be like the lady who hosts crime shows, but then you also want to like go on dates with niggas who commit crimes, like currently committing crime, like recently. You know what I'm saying? Like, for like sexual assault. Like, I think in life in general, it's very weird to ignore when people have taken the pussy. It's really weird to me that y'all be out here dating, being cool with niggas who have taken a pussy. Like, it's just very, and not in the good way, not in the way that you're like, come take this, and they take it. No, in the way of, no, stop, girl, give me that. Like, no. Why is this okay for like staples in our black culture that we love for good music, like hood and all, but god damn, bitch, can we be like, can we be Toya in them hood? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm hood and shit, but you ain't gonna catch me out here marrying no nigga that then went to jail for sexual assault. Like, I would like for the women to have some type of, no, I can't be around somebody that does stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just real weird. She had the weakest set at the concert because she dedicated 1/3 of it to ninjas in prison and then brought him out. It was cringy. It's weird to me, as Monica gets older, she keeps this mind frame that everybody in prison, or most of these niggas in prison, are there because somebody put them there, not because they did something to be put in there. Oh, Lord. She said you should have known better. If you're out or in doing 5 to 10, she's a ride or die. I know, but she's like 40. Like, at some point, bitch, you close to dying. You should probably stop riding for the death. Like, it's gonna happen soon. Like, just chill. Just chill. Just chill. He definitely looked like he smelled like wet cigarettes. Ew. Wait, why I used to like that one song? Girl, give me that. Everybody like that song. Girl, give me that. Oh, girl, give me that girl, give me. Yeah, but you don't really want somebody to come out of the bushes looking like Kodak Black and take your virginity from you. Like, you don't want that. Like, nobody wants that. Like, not for real. No. Like, let's be very clear. We can listen to songs and all of that. In our minds, we're thinking, yeah, I'm telling a nigga I want to take it to come and take it. And I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy him taking it. That's what we're thinking. And that happens. That's what's supposed to happen when you're into kink, But a lot of us, we're grown enough to recognize that at some point these niggas are taking pussy when nobody wants them to take it. No, don't touch me. You're touching me. It's different. It's very different. And it's just looking at Monica like, what is this about for you? Monica is one of those people that needs to go to therapy, but she goes to church instead. And it doesn't make sense because everything they teach about being a Christian, these niggas go against, but you somehow use the God don't judge part to make your affiliation with their lack of godliness okay. Like, it's just very weird to me. Like, oh my God. Like, I was just kind of like, girl, okay. This is why I never completely threw Brandy away, no matter what y'all said. Like, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, seeing her live in person, Monica was being weird. Y'all are right to side eye her. She even sang to him on stage that night. she's so beautiful, but I feel she stay picking toxic men. And it's like, you got a whole kid. You got kids and shit. Like what does this teach them? You know what I'm saying? Like it, because Monica, I feel like is one of those people that feels like she's above reproach. And before, we kind of felt like you were above reproach. Ain't nobody want to step the Gunica about shit. But now it's like, ma'am, what's going on here? Are you, please tell me Kodak Black is not around your kids. Like, girl, when Monica seen Kodak rap, she responded with, baby, that's why I love you. Why I love you. That's why I can't get enough. Baby, Nene, I love only you. Baby, now right now, you do what you do it to me. You take me and you hold me. You wrap me in your arms, baby. And I love you for that, baby. You don't for running your friends. And you're strong enough to be a real man. Cause I love you, and I love you, and I love you for that, baby. Girl, not with Kodak. We was gonna give you See Murder because we can look at it and see it, you know? We can look at it and be like, we get it. Girl. Not I would cross the ocean for you, bitch. I don't know. But you know, Monica says a lot of things on social media that makes me feel like she may not talk to y'all about it, but people spend a lot of time, like, I feel like, showing her they ain't shit, and she just don't tell us about it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all notice how she was like all on See Murder and going visit him and trying to get Kim Kardashian to look at the case and using her contacts with Lala Anthony and shit. Y'all remember all of that, right? We haven't seen her talking about him. Now you hanging with Kodak Black. And I have absolutely heard her on, Instagram Live kind of talking about letting people use you and not, recognizing when people don't mean, good. And, I'm not going to hold on to nothing, but I'm going to let you go. Like she's, always talking about shit like that subliminally. And I'm like, so when are you going to pay attention to the fact that you put a lot of your love and trust in people that have a whole bunch of red flags all over them? And it's like, you think all of the red flags are a sign that, that's sexy. That's something, it's just weird. It's really, really weird. Like, do you think that, I don't know, like, do you really think you're going to find some like murderous nigga that's going to turn out to be a good guy for you? Like, find some murderous, dirtbag, gutter snipe ass nigga. Fall in love. Have a white picket fence life with some guns and shit. So gone over you. Yeah. No, Monica. It's given I'm not growing. Not for real. Silly of me. Devoted so much time. I'm true faithful boy. I nearly lost my mind. Drive past your house every night in an unmarked car. Like, the girl, why is we the stalking? Stop it. The stalking is not a thing. We love that song, but bitch, why is you stalking this nigga? What's wrong with you? Get over these niggas at some point. As the wonderful Wendy Williams used to say, as a woman of a particular age, you should have known better. Okay, she really should go on Love at the Lockup. Just show us how crazy you really look in life. All right, let's move on, y'all. Okay, so I saved this because it made me feel better about my life. It's not snitching, Tara. The weed is legal. Okay, the weed is legal. Snoop Dogg's blunt roller said that man smokes between 75 to 150 joints a day. I want to know when does Snoop breathe regular air? Like, when are you breathing regular air, Snoop? This is a bit excessive. No, it made me feel better about my life. But I ain't telling y'all my business. But it made me feel better about my life. Essentially. But this is just like 75 to 150 a day, my dude. What's the size of these? Like, are we talking about blunts? Are we talking about joints? Because we talking about, no, even if we talking about joints, I can't give you that. What type of weed are we smoking? Like, oh my God. That's too much, Snoop. That's too much. The marijuana budget is probably like absorbent, like ridiculous. And I thought I think we all thought we were doing too much until today. I think any of us that get down like that thought we were doing way too much since the pandemic started. And then today happened. And now we're kind of like, I'm all right. Okay, listen, if he can make it, I'll probably be fine. Okay. Never would have made it. Okay.
So one day, when I was showing up to work, I started looking bad. During the March planning, I was looking bad, and I was telling someone else that I couldn't sleep. And the person mentioned to me that they had been take this pill and they sleep. And I was like, wow, man,
I want to sleep.
I would appreciate that.
Yeah.
And they gave me one, and I took it. And at that was Xanax.
Okay.
Right. And then I went to the doctor and I got a prescription for Xanax. And then the Xanax wasn't enough. I mean, the doctor wouldn't increase the prescription,
dosage,
the dosage, exactly. And then the next thing you know, I was in the process of taking the Xanax and opioids back to back, just trying to figure out what to do. Because anyone who's ever been caught in the sort of the disease of addiction,
right,
it just gets worse. Like, you start off a half a pill and now you're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, because your tolerance gets higher.
Exactly. So it was just a nasty cycle of me just popping pills all day, trying to numb my mind. I mean, I don't know if you can imagine that every second of the day I was having to answer questions, having media contacting us with a new story. We're misappropriating money. Some person came up with a story about what they think we said, what we mean. White women upset about why we want to bring the issues of race into a dialogue about women's rights.
Right.
I mean,
it's a lot of pressure.
A lot, and still my son. I'm still, also trying to be a mom. It was a lot, and by the way, a lot of folks don't understand that you're not just hearing it all and sort of dealing with it. I have to make decisions. Like, there are people depending on me to make the right decisions, to say the right things. Yeah. It's a lot of pressure. No one can prepare you for it. Yeah. It's not that, it's not that kind of thing.
And I feel like everyone calls on you.
Well, yeah, but at this time, yes, I still deal with it. And I, and I do as much as I can, which I'm getting much better, getting older. No, can't do it. Boundaries and all of that. But at that time, we were leading one of the biggest global movements for women since the feminist movement, but even more. No march has ever had the amount of women that the Women's March brought together, women and our allies, families, loved ones. Yeah. Ever. It was the biggest in history. Yeah. We didn't even know that's what we were planning towards. But guess what? Those people who want to oppress women, they knew it. They could see it, and they were creating confusion. So one day, I was
okay. So Tamika Mowry was talking about, her addiction. I didn't even realize she had one. She said, getting clean does not mean you won't have moments of shame. However, I promise there is power in your story, no matter how messy. I appreciate her talking about that. But at the same time, like, I have my issues with Tamika Amari, but I was just interested to hear what she had to say. But she was addicted to sleeping pills, I guess, which is honestly something I could understand during that time. Like, probably the only time you have any rest emotionally is when you're sleeping, and not being able to get that rest made it hard for her to do what she's called to do. And I feel like I have a real value for people like Tamika Amari that speak up for, you know, human rights, because it's not everybody's plight to do what she does. And I appreciate the people who are called to do that like her. But essentially, I feel like it's politics. And Tamika has said some things that, you know, just make me feel like she's very male identified. And I don't know if it's because she is a part of, you know, the Black Lives Matter movement and helping Black men and Black people, period. But a lot of when you're helping Black men in civil rights or Black people in civil rights, it's kind of male centered, like everything else. So she just has a male centered ideal. And I don't know how much, I don't know how valuable you could be in a real way when it comes to women's rights if you are also male identified in your approach to how you see the things that occur in our community. You see what I'm saying? Like, what was the story, y'all, where she made it a race thing? I'm trying to think when she made it a race thing and it was Black people. I think it might have been the PNB Rock situation, where it was obviously a Black man killing another Black man, and somehow she made it like a race thing, you know, to where it was some white person's fault or some shit like that. And I was just like, okay, so at what point do we stop with that? At what point do we stop with that? Like, it's one thing to talk about how white people and the system that we live in is responsible for, you know, the disparages, you know, like Republicans trying to stop us from getting relief from paying student loans because the higher percentage of people that owe on student loans are Black. So y'all don't care about helping those people. There was a whole bunch of white people, more white people, you probably would feel differently. Like, when we're talking about that type of stuff, that's one thing. But when we're talking about a man and his son seeing a rapper pull up to a restaurant in a bad neighborhood and robbing and killing him, I need for you to take white people out of that equation. Because even though we can back it up to them being responsible for the atmosphere in which those types of things take place, essentially a person is responsible for that act, and that person needs to be held responsible for that act because nobody made him do that. His circumstances may have been breeding ground for it, and that's a conversation to have. But that conversation can happen, and at the same time, an adult man decided that he wanted to take his son with him to take another man's life over jewelry, money, or whatever the fuck, that it wasn't worth it. Y'all got caught. Now you and your son are going to be in jail together for I don't know how long, foreseeable future. What did you get out of that? Like, at what point does it become about the Black man not being accountable for his own life and the decisions he makes? At what point do you see how the system works and then figure out ways to counteract? At what point? So yeah, she kind of makes my ass itch sometimes, but I thought that was interesting that she had an addiction during that time, right? Most of the Black women that are in Black Lives Matter, like Portia, mainly fight for Black men's rights, not Black women, even though they're Black women subject to being harmed in these environments. We as society should not be putting all that responsibility on her. This is not individual fight. It's a humanity fight against white supremacy. I agree. But I also feel like everybody isn't going to organize and hold the picket sign. Everybody isn't going to do that. Yeah, Black Lives Matter was absolutely started by Black women. Black men don't start movements. these days? Like, what movements have y'all done lately? Okay, what have you done for me lately? Not a damn thing. Okay, so I wanted to talk to y'all about this situation with Cardi B. I was so confused, okay? And we talked about this on Twitter, and a lot of y'all were really upset. So, because I said that I don't think Madonna can take credit for women of color, i.e. Cardi, being sexual in her music and that being accepted, because Madonna is a white woman. And what was acceptable for her, I believe, was not acceptable for Black women until certain Black women did things. So yes, like over time, we can back it all the way up to, you know, your mom's Mabley and the women that sang, you know, nasty blues songs. We can back it all the way up to that time. We can. But essentially, yes, Sam J, I hear what you're saying, but I want you to remember one thing. Janet wasn't as nasty as she, you know, became until Velvet Rope. Am I wrong? And I want us to back it up to the 80s, because Madonna was literally the person that took the white women over the ledge with the, you know, we can do crazy sexual shit, right? However, at Madonna's same time, there were Black artists, and those Black artists had to be like Whitney Houston. Remember, before Whitney Houston was known for drugs, she was known for being pristine. Pristine, okay? Vocally and in image. So when I compare of that time frame, for me, Madonna was able to do whatever the fuck she wanted to do as a white woman. She got flack for it, but she was still able to be successful and do that. At the same time, women had to be like, Black women had to be like Whitney or Janet. But Janet was still clean in the era that she was up against somebody like Madonna. Janet didn't become dirty until, to me, after Lil' Kim and Adina Howard had already happened. Think about it. Janet was clean up until Velvet Rope. Velvet Rope was what, 98? I want to say Velvet Rope was like 98. Lil' Kim and Adina Howard, with their ass cheeks out and patting pussy in music videos, was about 93 to 95 era. So I feel like even though Janet, you know, was more pop and on the same level as Madonna, she still wasn't able to be as sexual as Madonna until like people, lesser artists, and I'm saying lesser because not as famous artists like Adina Howard did it first, and then the rap girls, Lil' Kim and Foxy and them rapped and all of that and were sexual, but it was a part of Kim's shtick to shock you. And I do believe that Lil' Kim was probably, you know, influenced by Madonna. I do. Influence, yes. But at the end of the day, when you take it to people like Cardi, Madonna, you can't really take the credit, because essentially you did it, but these girls wouldn't have been able to do it if Lil' Kim was not pushed to be that. Biggie essentially pushed Lil' Kim to be as over-sexualized and, you know, in your face as possible in order to compete with the street niggas. And the only way to compete with the street niggas was to be overly sexualized, because as a man, in his mind, I'm not going to listen to a woman that's rapping street shit like a nigga. I want to listen to a woman talk to me about her pussy and all of that. You know, I want to hear a woman talk to me about fucking and about sex, because that's all I think about when I look at women. So I need her to rap that sex shit to me. And so essentially, he pushed her to be over the top with her sexuality, and she pushed it even more. But her imagery, Lil' Kim's imagery, is what directly affected people like Cardi and Nicki Minaj and all of the other rap girls and anybody else in black, on the black side of the music industry. For it to be acceptable, because essentially Lil Kim got a lot of flack for the shit that all of these women now are able to do at a level that Lil Kim wasn't able to do originally. So if you ask me, I really do, and I feel like I've seen documentaries where people in the industry have quoted Adina Howard as being literally the first woman, Black woman of that era to be sexual like that in her music. And that is what affected the way the rap girls were able to kind of do their thing. Madonna may have shifted shit in the whole, you know, all of American culture dynamic, but we all know essentially what is acceptable for white people in our country is not always acceptable for Black people. So it takes a Black person to do it so that the people that look like her can be able to do it more freely thereafter. And I really do feel like Kim and Janet and the women of like the mid to late 90s that really put their pussy in your face in the music, those women absolutely took the brunt of being talked to crazy, not in social media, but in interviews and by people in the industry. Whereas now I feel like that over-sexualization is acceptable in the industry, but people just have shit to say on social media, which makes it slightly different. Misa Hilton doesn't even get enough credit for what she did for everyone's style. Kim, Mary, Missy, Bad Boy. Exactly. She doesn't. Janet fought to get from under Joe for that reason. She wasn't able to be herself. Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis definitely helped her come out of her shell more. They really did. Child, they made such good music together. Madonna can go somewhere because, ma'am, you took from, and this is another thing. Thank you for bringing this up, Ranting with Ricardo, because essentially we all know Madonna couldn't sing and she stole all of her dance moves from the gay guys that she came up with in New York. She very much took from Black culture, from gay culture, and brought that mainstream and made it popular. But essentially, she took that from somebody. So it's weird when, you know, in our history, white women want to act as if they've made it easier for a Black woman to do something, when we know in real life to this day, white women can do things in an acceptable manner that Black women cannot. To this day. I want y'all to tell me a great that's able to act like Madonna and still, you know, get the attention and all that, the acclaim. Like, she's weird as fuck. Yeah, Madonna clearly was taught how to vogue because Shia was choppy in that video. That's what happens when you're the blueprint pioneer. You get the most flack, which makes it for the next generation. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why it's so aggravating when people don't really understand like the history of how things have happened. But let me read to y'all what Madonna said. 30 years ago, I published a book called SEX. In addition to photos of me naked, there were photos of men kissing men, women kissing women, and me kissing everyone. I also wrote about my sexual fantasies and shared my point of view about sexuality in an ironic way. I spent the next few years being interviewed by narrow-minded people who tried to shame me for empowering myself as a woman. I was called a whore, a witch, a heretic, and the devil. Now Cardi B can sing about her WAP. Kim Kardashian can grace the cover of any magazine with her naked ass. And Miley Cyrus can come in like a wrecking ball. You're welcome, bitches. I literally paid this woman homage so many times because I grew up listening to her. She can make her point without putting clown emojis and getting slick out the mouth. These icons really become disappointments once you make it to the industry. That's why I keep to myself. Why do all these newer artists throw tantrums over being mentioned, no matter what the context is? If this irks you so bad, you never would have made it mainstream 10 to 13 years ago. Please grow up. Cardi says, you are ridiculous. I don't give a fuck who it is. Nobody is going to disrespect me, especially unprovoked. Are you dumb? And see, that's the thing y'all don't understand about the difference between now and back in the day. Back in the day, there were more gatekeepers, so people had to stay quiet when they felt they were disrespected by somebody that, you know, they looked up to. But nowadays, they don't have to deal with that shit. You disrespect me, and I don't give a fuck how long you've been in this industry, bitch. Fuck you. You know, so I understand. And I also felt like the shit that she said was stupid, but I also feel like Cardi could have felt the way without posting about it. But Cardi's gonna post because that's what she does. She's not mad at what she said. If you read the tweet properly, it's the clown emoji after and addressing her as a bitch. Not hard to comprehend. Exactly. Say what you want to say, but don't insult me. The fuck? Nobody gonna lil girl me, especially a white woman. Do you hear me? Did you fail reading comprehension? She's only saying she paved the way for sexual songs to become mainstream. She never came for you. What are you reading, ma'am? I know exactly what she said and I understand it, but that's the tone. Calling me bitch and putting clown emojis. What's harder for them to understand that? She did. I mean, that was very much disrespectful. You can't gaslight Cardi into thinking she was wrong. Madonna implied that the girls didn't give her credit and then proceeded to put the clown emoji. So who is the clown? Child, Madonna looked like the clown. Exactly. And I'm not deleting shit. If it was their favorite artist, they would be crying. But since she mentioned the most hated woman on the internet, it's yes, take it. Suck my dick. I said what I said. You can't hear tone through typed words. If I type suck my dick, you gonna hear the tone, bitch. You're welcome, bitch. Don't seem rude to y'all, or we just playing dumb because it's Cardi. Listen, I feel like we playing dumb because it's Cardi. Okay. So that's what Cardi had to say about Madonna. And that's what prompted me tweeting that I feel like I don't like that. I don't feel like I don't feel like a white woman can take credit for somebody like Cardi B being able to do WAP. I just don't. And I can absolutely think about Black artists who've made sexual music before you and during your time period. And once again, I'm going to say it. There is homage to be paid, but ultimately, it's a little muddy for me. It's a little muddy for me because I'm going to tell y'all, as a Black person growing up in the South, I know a lot of you, like, you know, you Northern people, y'all Black people, y'all grew up listening to Madonna. No, like, not my era of Black people. No, we didn't. Like, yeah, music makes the people come together. Yeah, we knew a couple of the songs. Yeah, I know. I'm Tammy's comment too. Like, y'all would feel a way if she said that shit about y'all. And I feel like, you know, Madonna at some point gets very disrespectful. Madonna does a lot of disrespectful shit as far as I'm concerned. And I think she's at a point in her life where she feels like she can be disrespectful and people are just supposed to be happy that she even mentioned their name. You know, we're not in an era where we're going to keep doing that. I personally feel like Madonna is a testament to white girls being able to be mediocre and blow up on doing such. Like, that's what it feels to me. Like, I'm sorry, y'all. Madonna was never one of the white girls that I was going run to. I liked her in the movies. But yes, I'm about to say, like, Hurts So Good. Like, all Millie Jackson and, you know, Denise LaSalle. There were so many other Black artists in blues that talked about sex in mainstream music. Like, you weren't the first one to do it. You were just the first blonde white girl to do it and blow up doing so. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would even give Prince and them a little bit more credit for people being able to be more sexual. You know what I'm saying? Like, she wasn't the only one doing those things in the 80s, to be clear. Like, Madonna was not the only person doing shocking things in the 80s. It was really the overall vibe in the 80s for everybody to just be out here doing, you know, wild ass shit. Child, we're not even gonna get into the fuck you symphony. Fuck you. Fuck you. But yeah, y'all, that, you know, that's just how I feel about it. I'm sorry. That's how I feel about it. Okay, y'all. Remember I mentioned in Love and Marriage Huntsville? Girl, let's listen.
I have 11 children. Golly.
Okay, first of all, I don't know if TV One gonna let me live. I ain't got time for that. So let's do this.
I have 11 children. Golly.
Okay, hold up, yeah.
I have 11 children. Golly. What was I thinking? I always said when I was a little girl that I wanted a lot of children. I used to always say, Mommy, I'm going to have between 8 and 10. Well, I'm at 11, so we'll see what the rest brings of life. I think I'm going to do one more. I keep saying one more, and I done did one more. Let's see, Wyatt, Mel, Kendall, Kiraya, Kisa, dang, that was 4 kids ago. I love being a mama. If I wasn't a mommy, I don't think I would be who I am today. Started my career with children, with a child, and I'm still in my career with 11 kids. After they told me, well, if you have a baby, you're not going to be able to do what you need to do. I have 11 children. Golly, what was I thinking? Can't travel and you can't such and such and blase.
Who said it in that accent, though,
My mother
Kiki?
looked at me in my eyes. She said, baby, you can do whatever you want to do with or without a baby. Can't travel.
Okay. So we had a conversation, and I just want to reiterate for those of y'all that didn't hear that conversation, because I don't want her singing on here. Stop it. I feel like Kiki has kids because she likes the attention she gets from being pregnant. That's just how I feel. I really do feel like it's more so about how it makes her feel when those kids look up to her and need her. And I really do have to wonder if you can provide the same amount of attention and love to all of those children at the same time. I do wonder. And it's really not because I don't think it's possible. It's because I've seen how Kiki can be a little unstable sometimes. And so when a person is unstable in a certain way, it kind of makes me feel like you can't be that good to those children all the time if that's the way you are, mentally at times. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody's a little off, I can't imagine them mentally being the best mother all the time with that many children. Performances, being sick. The last baby was really sick. Going through all of these marriages. Like this is the third one, I believe. So, and that's not shade or anything, but I'm just saying that's a lot to go through in life. And listen, this is Kiki's life. I'm not judging her, but I do think there is something to be studied about women that have children, because they get some type of high from it. You know what I mean? Or they get some type of feeling, and it starts to turn into a detriment at some point because you can only spread yourself so thin. Also, it feels like abandonment issues she hasn't dealt with. Child, when I tell you them abandonment issues. And what I've realized about abandonment issues is that it's not always about people not being there physically. Sometimes it's about people not being there emotionally or being there and taking themselves away, changing the dynamics of the relationship. The relationship not being steady for a child can sometimes cause abandonment issues. If their mom is usually loving and cool with them, but then she gets into it with her man or has an issue, and then all of a sudden she's emotionally unavailable. And you have to go through that over and over again with her being emotionally unavailable to you and then being emotionally available. And then you kind of, I feel like, understand what it's like to be in an abusive relationship, because abusive relationships are often push and pull, where one moment you're getting all this love and the next moment you're not getting all that love from the same person. And emotionally, it's very confusing, especially for children. If it's confusing for adults, for children, it's hard for them to navigate when the relationships with their parents are unsteady. And I feel like based on the mental that I've witnessed of Kiki, there has to be times when she's emotionally unavailable. And I think that will cause abandonment issues. So when you keep having more and more children, just because they're physically okay doesn't mean they're mentally and emotionally okay. And I feel like there's a part of having children in 2022 where we need to look at the way we were raised and dissect that shit so that we can be better for our kids than our parents were for us. Because a lot of us grew up with our parents still being in survival mode in their minds and just in general in survival mode. I feel like I've been through it, like not only, growing up Black in America, in the South, having hurricanes almost every year. Not every year back then, but like having natural disasters take place like that, like that shit causes a lot of strife for the parents. And then, what I'm saying? Like you just go through so many things, I feel like, with just a couple of kids. I could not imagine having all of those personalities, all of those little lives, all of those little brains and emotions to be responsible for in a positive way. To me, I feel like at some point you click off something so that you don't have to think about that. Because I just feel like it's unrealistic. Unrealistic for y'all to tell me that all of those kids are getting what they need when people who don't have as many kids have a hard time giving the kids what they need in better circumstances, like parents that aren't always traveling. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I feel like people rejoice about things that can sometimes not be that good of a thing. But because you don't really know the ins and outs of it, what can you say? Besides, her kids look healthy. She's able to take care of them. She's able to have healthy pregnancies. What can we say? Nothing. Nobody can tell Kiki anything, but we can absolutely have conversations about whether that's healthy or not. Okay? Reveals during performance that her unborn baby has a severe genetic disorder. Is this from the last one? But yeah, like the last one was so sick, and now she's like another one. Yeah, man. I had 5 and it was hard. So tired of hearing that she can afford them. Like, the fuck is wrong with y'all? I know, right? Like, having money is the only thing that these kids need. It's self-serving and not really thinking in best interest of the kids. Exactly. I only had 2 kids, and me and my hubby are emotionally drained and wore out. It's a lot to areas yourself so thin, to stretch yourself so thin. I got you. Spread, got you. You can't provide equal attention with that many kids. That's just unrealistic to me. What's it like for a kid when your mom is almost always pregnant? No shade. I'm just curious how that works. A lot of the time in situations like this, the older kids are parents to the younger ones. Yes. And I bet you on some level they feel like, can you please stop having fucking children? Like, can you please stop? Because at some point, the older ones are constantly responsible for more and more new ones. Like, fuck. How am I, not getting a break with this shit? I do wonder. But, time will tell. Time will tell. Time will tell. Because the relationships that Kiki has had with some of the baby's fathers has been very tumultuous. So there's no way that there hasn't been damage done somehow. Moving on from Kiki, y'all. Let's see. What happened? On site is Ra Ali's blog, and she's messy as fuck because she posts this picture of Cardi B trying to make Cardi B look bad because Cardi B has some pimples on her forehead and she got a big forehead. But essentially, like, Cardi B has a beautiful head full of hair. She's still a pretty girl. It's like you're trying to make her look bad with your wig and full face of makeup. And it don't work. It's not working. She said, Cardi said, Baby Bop Ali keeps deleting my comment under her post. So flood this under there. The rumor will be addressed on Offset's album. But while we wait, let's address why your side nigga G Stacks was posting about that baby in your stomach that was his and not your husband's. Oh, wow. Why do you even know her business like that? Now, while the paid contributor on its site is on site were doing their jobs this morning, posting the current trending news along with our usual funny, witty captions. Belka Lees decided to send her once again misdirected anger at on-site's owner, Ra Ali, by posting and deleting her tweet containing fictitious rumors. It's so funny the way Ra Ali is acting like she's not the one writing that. That's hilarious to me. I don't know what the girls are fighting about, but it's annoying. Let's move. I'm tired of y'all arguing with Cardi every week. Somebody can take Cardi's phone again. Just because I feel like Cardi's such an easy target for everybody. Like, she's just such an easy target. Anyway, y'all, Megan Thee Stallion seemingly denies Tasha K's claims that she's responsible for Teyana Taylor's house being vandalized. Blogger responds, "You damaged that lady house. She had to run you down for her bread."
Shit, we just talking about Megan. You know, she done fucked up Teyana house. You know what I'm saying? Teyana had to sell that house. All them damages to that house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nah, so you know the house that Teyana Taylor sold.
So she sold the house.
Megan was renting that house. And that's why her and EJ fell out. You know what I'm saying? That's just something we talked about on the live. Okay. You know, they can come watch it. But what you got going on though? What new song you got coming out now?
Yo, am I confused? Is everybody else confused? Tasha, you said was talking about Teyana Taylor?
I was talking about Teyana Taylor on my live stream on YouTube. You had asked.
I know, but what did you say?
What I said, well, damn, I got to go through the commentary.
This is mad weird. This is so weird. And I'm going to tell you why this is weird. Nikki, you know exactly what she said. Y'all had this conversation over the phone before y'all got on live, as far as I'm concerned. Like, what is this?
Again, what I said was Teyana Taylor sold the house that shit. We just talking about Megan.
Tina said weird. Okay, but let's read what they said. While on Instagram Live, with Nicki Minaj on Friday night, blogger Tasha K claimed that Megan Thee Stallion was at fault for Teyana Taylor's house being vandalized. While telling Nicki Minaj what her latest YouTube video was about, Tasha stated, "We were just talking about Megan. You know, she fucked up Teyana's house. Teyana had to sell that house." Ultimately, Tasha K alleged that Megan Thee Stallion could not get approved for a house in Los Angeles. As a result, Teyana Taylor let her rent one of her homes. After moving in, Megan went live and showed off the premises, allegedly resulting in it getting vandalized. Additionally, Tasha reported that Megan left the home without paying rent. While Meg Thee Stallion neither confirmed nor denied these claims, she did like a tweet on Twitter regarding the situation. The post read, "Meg rented from Teyana for a very short period in 2019 and left very early 2020. Teyana just sold the home nearly a month ago. It is not the same home of Meg's that was recently burglarized." Furthermore, Meg Thee Stallion tweeted weird eye roll emoji after clips of Nicki Minaj and Tasha K on Egg Live started to surface on social media. Tasha K didn't hold anything back while responding to the tweet liked by the WAP rapper. She wrote, "You damaged that lady house. She had to run you down for her bread. EJ suggested you rent out one of her homes to that lady. On top of trying to skip out on damages and back rent, EJ had to run you down for his $80K in work he did for you. Meg, please." So my whole thing is, what would be the point of Megan lying about this? Like, to me, it sounds like, Tasha, you're trying to say that she was responsible for getting burglarized during her SNL performance. Like, I was just kind of like, girl, what? It just seems very intentional. It feels like, y'all are coming together to try to defame Meg and make her look bad. Like, I don't know what the point of that is supposed to be for y'all, but turning Meg into to see y'all constantly try to turn Meg into the bad guy every time something happens to her. She gets shot, it's her fault. She gets burglarized, it's her fault. She tore up Teyana Taylor's house. Why are you saying that she tore up Teyana Taylor's house and then saying that the house was burglarized? Those are two different statements. What is that about? Like, it's mad weird to me. It is giving obsessed. It is giving bullying. Like, I don't even know what the fuck. When I saw this shit, I was like, first of all, that live with Nicki and Tasha is so weird because I think behind the scenes, Nicki makes it seem as if she's like mad cool with people. And then when they get online, she be making y'all look stupid. I think she did the same thing to JT when she made her rap that song about her. Like, she made you look stupid. I don't know if you realize it, but it was her way of getting back at you. It was passive aggressive. It was manipulative, but it was a way for her to get back at you and sun you, because she never forgets when y'all come at her. She might give y'all the opportunity to come groveling, but she's going to get her moment to embarrass you in front of the barbs. Like, she likes doing that to people, I see. Because I feel like that's what she should. JT may not feel that way, but she sunned you. She brought you on to embarrass you slightly. Even if it was a great live and y'all had great energy, those clips we saw look like she brought you on to sun you and show you that you may want to, not come up with any diss records about me because your ass can't rap. Like, and I'm going to show that you can't rap because I'm going to ask you to go ahead and freestyle what you said about me. Go ahead, do it. Who does that unless you're trying to sun? You trying to, what I'm saying? She was absolutely trying to sun JT in that moment. JT may not see it that way. That's the way most of us saw it. And then you bring Tasha on. And to me, there is nothing worse that when somebody explains something and then you act like you don't understand what they're saying because you're so, wait, what's going on? Huh? Really? Is that what happened? Wait, say that again. Who are we talking about? That type of shit? You know exactly what the fuck she's talking about and acting like you don't know about it. And then she's talking to you and you're kind of like, what? Like you're barely paying attention to her. It's giving, yes, it's giving Kiss the Ring. It's giving, I'll let y'all come on my live as long as I could, sun y'all. Knock y'all down a few pegs in front of everybody as if I need to. Yeah, it's secondhand embarrassment. She embarrasses y'all, and I guess behind the scenes makes y'all feel good. So y'all are okay with being embarrassed publicly. Like, I guess, girl, I don't know, but it was weird as fuck when it happened. Y'all, shout out to Leslie Jordan. I'm still upset about that. Shout out to Brittany Griner. I'm still really upset about that. They're not letting her out of jail, and it is really upsetting to me. I just want to say that I haven't been talking about it because I hate talking about stuff that I feel like I can't do anything about. And the Brittany Griner thing really upsets me. Black China denies TikTok users allegations. Lawyers hit user with cease and desist. Okay. We talked about this in the last BondyBlue show that I can't seem to make any money off of no matter what I do. So that's why we're doing it like this. And this is really scary for me because this is usually a video that makes a lot of money for me, but lately they haven't been letting me do it. So it just makes more sense to make it members only, but it often feels like, it's just like scary to do sometimes. I don't know how else to put it, but anyway, we talked about it in the last one. Black China is clapping back the legal way against TikToker Ava Louise and denying her allegations of kidnapping and trafficking. Last week, a video that Ava posted went viral, claiming China held her hostage inside her California home and allegedly tried to traffic her. According to TMZ, China's lawyers say Ava's claims are a desperate attempt to boost the TikTok star's following and hit her with a cease and desist. In the letter obtained by TMZ, it says everything Ava is alleging is false, extreme, and outrageous. Her lawyers also say Ava was menacing and outrageous conduct on social media. They pointed out Ava previously admitted to making up false rumors about Kanye West hooking up with YouTube beauty guru Jeffree Star. Oh, that was her. Okay. China's legal team wants Ava to simply comply with the cease and desist or face legal consequences. Oh, girl, I don't know what any of this proves. because the girl said that she tried to come and see you, China. She did say that. We'll wait and see what's gonna happen, because this, like I said, I don't know about the trafficking part, but she's absolutely acted crazy and locked people inside of her hotel room before. We saw that. You know, she let the girl out, but it absolutely, you know, yikes. You know, just yikes. Y'all, let's you know, Tory Lanez reportedly placed on house arrest following alleged altercation with August Alsina. So a judge ruled that Tory must remain on house arrest until November 28th, the date that his trial in the case involving Meg Thee Stallion begins. The order reportedly stems from Tory's alleged altercation with August Alsina. I feel like Tory is making himself look even worse. I think everybody that tries so desperately to make Meg out to seem like she's the bad guy, even though I can't fathom how the person that got shot can be made out to be the bad guy. She gotta be hiding something. Motherfucker, she wasn't hiding a hole in her foot, but okay. Oh my God. He continues to do things, I feel like, that are in line with what he did to Meg. And I think once we get to court and he's found guilty, everybody's gonna act as if it's not a big deal, but y'all fought us tooth and nail about this little nigga being a problem. And to me, I feel like the fact that the judge put him on house arrest for that altercation with August Alsina, it makes me feel like the judge feels like that is in line with what happened with Meg. Like, you're out here physically harming people with your crazy ass. And I wonder if he was high or something when he did it. I wonder. Because essentially, like, how many times are you going to be able to physically harm people and still be out here in the world roaming around being an artist, making money, all on my fucking social media and shit? Those that support him will continue to do so. It's really upsetting. It's really upsetting. But he can have his fans. I don't give a fuck. But I'm tired of y'all, like, you know, allowing him public forum to lie and be disgraceful. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. Tiny Top pulled a gun on Dream Doll, shot Meg, punched August, and attacked Prince from Love and Hip Hop Miami. Yeah, it all goes in line with him being a little man with a little man's complex that likes to act crazy whenever he feels like he's gotten played, which shows us there may be some drug and alcohol use that is pushing him to have these moments. Okay, like, nigga want deportation. They just don't want to see her as a victim. Two things can be true at once. This girl could be lying and China still exhibits weird behavior. This is true. This is true. That's why I said I don't know. I said I don't know. That's why, you know, I'm like, you know, you could be lying about the trafficking part, but you still could have been acting crazy in that, you know, and not letting her leave. You know, two things can definitely be true at one time, girl. But yeah, Tory works on my nerves. Okay, and then y'all see, this is Nick Cannon's baby mama, Alyssa Scott. She's the one who lost the 10th baby. Zen passed away at the beginning. Is it what, the beginning of this year, last year? I think it was 2021. I can't remember. But either way, she's pregnant again. And we're guessing that she's pregnant again for Nick. And we were just talking about this when the whole conversation came out with the other baby mama, whose name is escaping me, who did the interview with Shan Moody, and we were talking booty, and we were talking about, you know, what happened to the one whose baby passed away. Oh, we give her a moment and then we start fucking her again, trying at it again. Maybe this baby will, you know, stick. I don't understand, because I feel like essentially when she was talking about dealing with the loss of that baby, she kind of made it seem as if the only person that was really helping her through that was her sister. And then to turn around and get pregnant by this nigga again, it's very much giving cult to me. It's very much giving cult. Like, I hope everybody be okay. Just how LeBron suddenly likes Tory after he shot Meg alongside with these other black men. Oh, LeBron likes Tory too? I have a problem with that. It didn't say how far along she is, but she's showing. I saw a picture. Hold up. Let me see if I can find that picture of her. Maybe it was on the Shade Room. Here it is. Alyssa Scott absolutely glowing with her baby bump, while she has made no mention about the father of her expectant child. If you recall, Alyssa welcomed son Zen with Nick Cannon last year. Unfortunately, baby passed away in December. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, so she looks far enough along. Oh no, not music. She looks far enough along, y'all. So yeah. Oh, y'all, Rihanna got her new music coming with Wakanda. All right, we ain't got time for that because we don't want y'all fucking with us. That's all it was, is her humming. But Wakanda, Rihanna gonna be in Wakanda. She got a song called Lift Me Up coming out on the 28th. So we looking forward to it because we've been waiting for new Rihanna music for forever. For forever. Let me see. And y'all know we gonna talk about the surreal life tomorrow. The baby addresses speaking on Meg Thee Stallion and his Boogeyman song. We still talking.
The verse on this record.
The song been done for real. Damn, they're going on a year. You know, when I say something,
this is the Boogeyman record.
Yeah, Boogeyman.
But was there a reason that you felt like you should say that publicly, that you should, indicate y'all had a relationship or some sort? Or sorry,
they ain't dressed like that episode of Martin.
It is what it is. It ain't, Like I said a long time ago, keep me out the business. Like,
so it was a bit of a response. You're saying
no, it's a song. It's out right now.
Listen, I gotta ask you. I have to ask you.
I ain't tripping.
He's bitch made. He's bitch made, and I've said it, and I'm gonna say it again. He's bitch made.
It's a song is out. You know what I'm saying?
But there is you like you like the controversy.
Include her in the verse.
Who you think that?
Yeah, you.
Nah, it's just I can't duck it.
Okay. Well, no,
okay.
You could have changed the lyric. You could have changed the lyric on the Make It song, but
I don't change lyrics though.
But why? Why is that? That's not like a principle.
Change lyrics. Like it don't matter what I say. Like if I say, I'm big on it before I change the lyric, I just won't put a song out. Who you think that?
Yeah, you.
Nah, it's just I can't duck it. I can't.
Well, no, for instance, you didn't have. You could have changed the lyric. You could have changed the lyric on the Make It song, but you knew.
Change lyrics though.
But why? Why is that? That's not like a principle.
Change lyrics. Like it don't matter what I say. Like if I say, I'm big on it before I change the lyric, I just won't put a song out.
With everything that was going on, why did you think it was a good idea to bring Tory Lanez out?
Talk about it.
I don't look at it like a good or bad. I ain't that invested into their business. You get what I'm saying? Like I say off the rip,
it wasn't an endorsement of Tory Lanez. It was just you bringing him out for a song.
Yes, it was.
I got a song with him that's doing good.
So you weren't even seeing the whole, like, at the time, you wasn't like, I'm bringing this dude out to antagonize Megan, because that's how it was taken.
Yes.
I could care less.
With everything that was going on, why did you think it was a good idea to bring Tory?
He's a liar. He's a liar. He's fake. He's a fucking fraud. He a bitch ass nigga. I feel like decided to do that. I don't know what Meg did or said, but I feel like ultimately you told her you was going to have her back, and then you intentionally did things to harm her, like bringing him out at the Rolling Loud show, which ended up getting Tory Lanez in more trouble legally because he wasn't supposed to be that close to Meg. Meg performed right before the baby. And then the way he did the music arrangement with the song with him and her, Cry Baby, before he brought the nigga Tory Lanez out in the first place. You did a lot of shit that showed you were taking Tory's side over Meg, which is not surprising because all of you bitch ass niggas stick together. That's what y'all do. Y'all don't even know each other. Y'all don't even like each other. But what y'all are gonna do is cape for one another because I'm a fucked up nigga too. It's whack. It's bitch made, and that's why you're not as successful as you could have been. If you would have did, I feel like, the right thing in the situation and left Tory the fuck alone. If you really wanted to stay out of the mess, you could have not brought him on the Rolling Loud show, and you could have not talked about fucking Meg in that song with your bitch ass. Even the fact that you made that a lyric, oh, I fucked Meg after she got shot by Tory, or right before she got shot by Tory, whatever the fuck he said. You a bitch ass nigga. And honestly, if you didn't have all of that security around you, you probably would have got punched in your fucking mouth a while ago. But you go around jumping and punching people with your fucking security. That's what we do know about you little bitch ass niggas like Tory Lanez and the baby. Y'all go around starting fights with people because y'all got 7 niggas behind y'all that y'all paid to have y'all back. So y'all throw punches and then hide behind your security. We didn't see the baby do that shit before. Didn't he do that to his artists? Y'all remember he ran up on his artist in a hallway at a concert, hit him, and then the security hurry up and jumps in front of the baby before the dude could really get to him. And it looked like if the dude would have got to him, he would have got with him. Bitch made. Bitch made. The dolphin teeth is a murderer. Like, what did we... Exactly. Y'all still arguing with people about him killing that dude in Walmart. Like that shit was necessary or something. Man, Party probably wants to do a lot of things, but knows it's not in his best interest. Just focus on his old lady and his own career, because success is the best revenge that you can have. Okay? Because they ain't stopping shit. If y'all paid attention, Tory was on top when this shit happened. Tory is not nearly as successful now as Meg still is. Meg just did SNL. I have to go watch it. But anyway, I love y'all. That's all I got for y'all. If I don't come back with Queen of the Damned today, I'm definitely going to do it tomorrow. I feel like tomorrow will be a better day to do that video. That way I can do Ratchet Reality right before, and then I can end with the Queen of the Damned, and you know, y'all get ready for, because I know a lot of y'all have already seen the Dr. Francis interview, but it's gonna premiere for everybody else tomorrow during the time that our show would normally be on, because we usually take the last Thursday of the month off, and I think we're going to be off the first Thursday of November as well, because I'm going to be on my retreat. Yes, we're going to keep doing these like this. Full circle moment, because it's the same thing you spoke about at the beginning of the video, not standing up for women and supporting other men's nonsense even though it's wrong. Exactly. That's what we was just talking about with Ashanti and Ja Rule. You are absolutely right. Thank you for that, Julie. That was an amazing interview. Thank you, Sam J. I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. It was really good. We were excited about it, and I'm excited for everybody else to see it as well. This was exclusive. I live for it. Y'all like this? Okay. As long as this makes y'all feel good, like that's what's important to me. I do want to give y'all more exclusive content. And this is the content that they felt like they wanted to play with me about. So I'm going to keep doing them like this. And then I'll put stuff up for everybody else. But if it gets monetized, it'll go up. If it doesn't get monetized, then it won't go up. Like, for instance, if any of y'all missed the last BondyBlue show, I think I'm going to, because they flagged it, I'm going to post the clips, like the broken up clips, and I'm going to post those for y'all to watch too, in case y'all missed it and y'all want to just see the parts by themselves. Because if you was on my live on Instagram yesterday, I was talking about the Mr. LaTruth situation, and how, since this is my exclusive, how I did not like the way Empress Radio titled her video that Melody was being exposed for being in some married man's DMs. I didn't like that, because that's not what happened. And we talked about it in my last video, and I wanted to repost it, but they keep flagging it, which is why I'm probably just going to put it up for everybody anyway, even though they flagged it. Like, fuck it. But yeah, I was talking about that in my live, because I was like, what type of shit is that? That's not what happened at all. Like, I don't even know why you would I don't even know why you would say that's what happened, because I mean, the lady wasn't even insinuating that at all. She wasn't insinuating that at all. So that just kind of, I don't know, that just made me feel away. I didn't like that. I don't like clickbait. I'm not a fan of it at all. But anyway, y'all know YouTube, they're gonna stay trying to get rid of me. The main one hyping the beef between Mel and Stormy. Child, which I still don't understand. When I watched that video she did of Stormy talking about Stormy was going to sue YouTubers, I was just kind of like, I know she ain't talking about me. But when I was listening to it, I was like, why is she shading Stormy so hard right now? I only saw like a little bit of it and I got off because I was like, well, this is not giving what I thought it was going to give. So let me get off. I'm not fooling with Empress Radio. She's showing her ass as of recently. Has she been? Okay. Because y'all know I don't have time to be on every fucking video that got something to do with a Holt or a Scott. But I thought about subbing her, but haven't yet. Now I'm glad I didn't. Listen, I don't want to knock nobody's hustle. And y'all know I don't like speaking on other YouTubers like that. But fuck, I felt took. I felt took. And I ain't like that shit. But anyway, thank y'all so much for coming through. All of my members that are catching the playback, comment, let me know how y'all felt. Y'all enjoyed the show. Y'all want me to keep doing these members only? I am happy to do it that way because I need more members. And y'all not going to become members if I give y'all everything for free. That's just how I see it. So this is one of my bigger videos, and it's feeling like since they're not paying me for it anyway, it's going to be just for y'all. And I'm fine with that. So glad y'all are good with it. Glad I didn't have a lot of ignorant people in my chat. Okay, makes it much easier to get through. I love y'all, and I will definitely see y'all in the next one. Okay, Chef Don will give you the correct info. Okay, I'm gonna look that one up. Ryan Ricardo, thank you. All right, y'all. Y'all will probably see me later on because I am going out. So, bitch, I'm gonna be on your timeline. Okay, all right.